Hello everyone, this is Arun, and today's video we are going to take a look at Apache Hive. So I'm at the home page of Apache Hive, and let's see what Apache Hive is. So it's Apache Hive data warehouse software facilitates reading, writing, and managing large data sets residing in distributed storage using SQL or SQL-like statements. Now the key point is data is residing in distributed storage or DFS, and you can write SQL-like statements to interact with the data that is in the DFS. So what if you know SQL? You know SQL and you have been a database programmer. Let's say you used to write SQL, PL SQL, used to work on Oracle ERP, Oracle Cloud, those kind of systems. Now you want to see how your skills can be used if you want to work on big data ecosystem, right? So this is just a high level video to show you that your SQL skills can be used to work with Hadoop or HDFS or big data, right? So just to give you overview of the architecture, so Hive, we have the web interface and the command line interface, and the statements that we write in Hive are called as Hive query language, so HQL. Behind the scenes, what Hive does is to convert these HQLs into MapReduce jobs. All right, so we have Hive query language gets converted into MR job, and we interact with the HDFS system or the DFS system. All right. In our tutorial, what we are going to do is we are going to load data into DFS or load a data file into DFS, and then use that data file to load data into Hive tables. And we're going to interact with the table, write some SQL statements. All right. So this is going to give you an idea about how you can use your SQL skills. All right, to continue with this tutorial, you're going to need a few softwares. One is VirtualBox. You can go to virtualbox.org and go to downloads, download whichever one is applicable for your operating system. Second one is you need to download Hortonworks Sandbox. There are other providers too, like Cloudera and MapR, but I'm using Hortonworks Sandbox. You can go to Hortonworks Sandbox downloads, and you could download the latest one. That's fine too, but I'm using 2.5. So if you want to use 2.5, go to Sandbox Archive and then go down, download HDP 2.5 for VirtualBox. This is around 11 GB, so take your time and plan your time accordingly and download this. Once you have these two downloaded, we are good to go. Now, the files that we use in this tutorial is in my GitHub repo, so I will leave the link to that as well. We'll just take a quick look at the data file. So this is the data file that we'll be using, and it has a New York Stock Exchange stock prices for 3 or 4 stock codes. So it has the date, it has the prices in the day, and higher price, lower price, closing price, those kind of things. And then I have also included one file which has all the statements that you need to complete this or work along with me. Okay. So, I'm hoping you have downloaded the VirtualBox and HDP. So start your VirtualBox. And if you have only one VirtualBox image or sandbox, you'll see that here. And let's kick it off. This is going to take some time to start, around I think around 2 minutes. At least it takes two minutes in my system. So I'm going to fast forward and talk to you guys once everything is set up. All right, guys, so our sandbox is finally running. So if everything went fine, you're going to see this saying that, okay, you can navigate to HTTP 127.0.0.1:8888. Okay, we can use that to log into the user interface, web interface for our HTTP. But let's not do that. We are first going to work with command line interface. Okay, so I have putty, or putty, right? So what you have to do is host name, give it as Maria_dev at 127.0.0.1, port number as 2222. Then click on open. It's going to ask for password. The password for Maria_dev is Maria_dev. So, all right. So we have successfully logged in. Wonderful. So let's see what we have in our user directory. Nothing. All right. So first thing we have to do is go get the file from the GitHub repository. So let's do that first. So this is my GitHub repository. Click on the file. Now what you have to do is click on this option called raw, and then use the link, and then do wget, and then right click. This is going to download the file from the GitHub repository, and let's see what we have. All right, so we have a comma separated file downloaded from the GitHub repository. So that's clear. Now for our exercises for this tutorial, there are a few HDFS commands that you have to know, and I'm going to tell you what those are. So to create a new directory in HDFS, we do HDFS dfs dash make dir and keep the directory name, right? That is one. The other one is we are going to put the file from the local file system into the directory that we created. So the command for that is hdfs dfs dash put the file, right, and the file name and the directory name in HDFS. So let's do that first. So we're going to do hdfs dfs minus make dir stock price, right? Okay. And to see to view the directory that we created, hdfs dfs dash ls, and you can see the directory that we created. Okay. Now let's move the file. So we are the same directory as the file is. So let's move the file from the local file system into HDFS. So HDFS dfs dash put the file name and the directory name. So in our case, it is stock price. All right. So let's do that. Okay. Now let's see if the file has been actually copied to the directory. So hdfs dfs dash ls and the directory name, and you're going to see that the file is there. Cool. So what you did is you moved the data from the local file system into HDFS. Okay. So the next step is to are all Hive related queries. So let's get into Hive. To do that, just type Hive. All right, it's going to take a few seconds. All right, we are in. A few of the commands that we can use are show databases. So this is going to show all the databases that we have in our system. Right? We have default, foodmark, stock, exit demo, stock I created earlier. But let's follow what we have in this file. All right, let's create the new database called stock price. Right? Create database stock price. Make sure you have the semicolon at the end of each statement. Okay. All right, this is gonna create the database. So let's try show databases again, and you can see it has created a new database called stock price. Now to use the database, we are going to use and the database name. So that way the tables that we create will be part of the database that we use. Okay. All right. So we did that, use stock price, and then you're going to write this create table statement. So create table is, is creating a new table in the database. And if not exists means if the database doesn't exist, please go ahead and create it. Otherwise, just ignore. And these are all the columns based on the fields that we have in the data file. And data type string, double, right? And row format delimited. So every row, every line in the file is a row. And fields terminated by comma because we have a comma separated file. All right. So let's execute this statement. Okay. All right. So now we have created the database. So let's see the structure of the database. So you use describe. So if you have worked in Oracle SQL, you're going to be very, very familiar with these statements, right? Describe is something that we have in Oracle. Create table is, we have something in Oracle. Even when you create an external table in Oracle, we use row format, delimited, fields terminated by, and all that commands. Okay. So now you can see, it's very, very similar to SQL. All right. So we have created the database, created the table. So now it's time to load the data, right? So it says load data in path. So this is where you're going to give the path of the file. So now we created directory called stock price and moved the file into that directory in HTFS. So in our case, load data in path. The file is in this directory. Into which table? Into table NYC, right? Okay, let's do that. All right, so it did load the data. So now just do a quick check. Let's do select star from NYC. All right, so you can see we have loaded the data successfully. Okay, and let's issue some more SQL statements. And there you go, one. When you wrote that SQL statement, what it does is behind the scenes, it created map reduce job. So you can see map 1 completed, reduced to completed. So it's a map reduce job. You didn't have to worry about anything. Hive took care of it. Okay, let's do one more. All right, again it does the map reduce job, and you got the output. So in this video, I just want to show you, if you know Oracle SQL and if you are thinking about trying out Hadoop or big data ecosystem, Hive is pretty good because you already know SQL, and the Hive query language syntax is very similar to SQL. So maybe you can give it a try. All right, so this was just an introductory video, and if you have any questions on this video, let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions. I'll leave the links to how to install Hadoop Sandbox on your local system and all the other links that we have used. I'll also leave the link to my GitHub repository so you can download the files from there. Okay. All right, guys, that's all I had for this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. You guys have a good one. Cheers. Bye.